Hello, my Shadow of Jaguars. Welcome back to my channel. You can call me Lolly. There's construction going on next door. The worst of it has stopped for the moment. Hopefully it'll stop long enough for me to film this. Today we are going to do the palette tag. This was a tag about exploring your eyeshadow collection. It was started by Allie Glines and Samantha March here on YouTube. I will link their channels down below. This was one of the first tags that I actively just kind of went searching for a collection of videos of people who'd done it, just because it was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to get snippets of people's collections and see what they had and what they liked. So without much further ado, let's get into it. So this box and these little guys, this is my eyeshadow palette collection. I like eyeshadow. It's probably my favorite makeup product category that I have. It's a lot of fun. I find it really inspiring. All right, let's get into the first question. Okay, so the first question is, please show your newest palette. I have two. These are two of the Midas Cosmetics Coffee Quads. I have Macchiato and Latte. I will show them. So here is Macchiato, this little brown and green number. I have this plastic protectors in a lot of my palettes, so if you hear that rustling, that's what that is. And this is the Latte palette, this little cutesy orange thing. Great. Next, show your oldest palette. I'm pretty sure both in owning and in when it was released, it's this Too Faced Chocolate Bar. I picked this up from TJ Maxx. It was, I was in the very early stages of revamping my, excuse me, makeup collection, because I realized everything I had was very old. And I was like, I just need a neutrals palette. And this is what I came up with. I'm going to try not to blind you with the mirror. So it's this neutral number. Smells like chocolate. It's nice. Let's see. Show your most expensive palette. To date, that would be this. This is the Archeo palette, short for archaeology, from Clionadh Cosmetics. I think this one, they said they're going to do one more restock of it at some point, and then it will be discontinued forever. They've already done that with the Paleo palette. The inside looks like this. These pans are magnetic, so you can take them out. A lot of these shades are available as singles. I am wearing this lovely green shade on my lid today. It's kind of the shade that made me start kind of falling in love with green and finding the shades that worked for me. Also, this packaging, this is hand painted. This is hand painted. Okay, most expensive, how much was it? I don't remember exactly how much. I think it was $62, $68, and then I paid for expedited protected shipping. I think it was well over $70 with shipping, because it's Clionadh Cosmetics is based in Canada. They're an awesome small indie brand. So especially with the shipping factor, by far my most expensive palette. All right, show your most affordable palette. I haven't researched prices on anything, so forgive me. The Midas quads definitely are contenders. They're $12 each. I think I used maybe a discount code from Smoky Glow, so I got a 10% off or something. Another contender would probably be this. This is my NYX Grind palette, just because NYX is always on sale, and you can use coupons for it at Ulta. This was a limited edition palette. It looks like this. It was very much a color story that was released post ABH subculture. So like those kind of grungy tones and the greens and stuff. Let me show it again because the color story is pretty. Formula's okay. Formula's starting to show its age a little bit, but like this formula is like, I travel with this all the time just because it's got a little bit of everything that I need. This coppery bronze shade is one of my favorite shades in my collection. I'm not going to swatch stuff because I'm just going to make a mess and I don't want to get up and get a rag and wipe and stuff. What's next? Most colorful. For this one, I'm going to choose my Festival palette by Juvia's Place. She looks like this. No, like this pink and this yellow and this kind of like goldy shimmer. Are kind of, you can wear them kind of neutral. But I do think of this as like a colorful palette. It's got some unique shades. The packaging is colorful. I reach into this for the colors. It's not really showing up much on camera, but like the pink in my look is mostly this pink in here. Man, makeup really is dulled on camera. Like it looks so much brighter in person. Maybe it's just my light. Whatever. I have a couple other contenders, but they also fit other categories, so this is what I'm choosing for my most colorful palette. Okay. Smallest palette, again, Midas. 4 shades. Cute. Great. Biggest palette. So, my biggest palette, got 2 contenders. One is like biggest object. This is my BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic. This is an all shimmer palette. I really like this. Like BH Cosmetics baked shadows are pretty good quality, very affordable. I really liked reaching into this for like a colorful accent inner corner. Just because there's like I've got a lot of colors in here that I don't have in other palettes, and there's a lot of like pale colors in here that are great accent inner corner brow bone highlights beyond just like a shimmery white or cream or rose gold. So that's mostly what I use it for. It's a lot of fun. It is all shimmer. So I feel like I can't really get a complete look out of it. I mean, you can. Just the way that I choose to do my makeup right now, I don't. But it's a great accent filler fun time. The other contender is also from BH Cosmetics. This one has more shades. That one, the Galaxy, has 18 shades. This one has 21. Yeah, 21. I should show it first. It's the BH Cosmetics ItsMyRayeRaye, the first one, limited edition, unfortunately, so you can't get it anymore. But she looks like this. These shades are supposed to be like face shades, highlighters, bronzers, whatever. I mostly just use them as eyeshadow. I love this palette. Again, like solid quality. Mostly neutrals, but it's got like the pops of color that I would most likely use and I am most comfortable using. I love this dark purple as a lower lash line color. Yeah. Alright, what's next? Show your palette with the best memory. Again, I'm going to go back to the NYX Grind palette for a couple of reasons. One, it's steampunk themed, and I'm into it. It was one of the first palettes that I saw, and I knew it was going to be limited edition, and I knew I wanted it, and I knew I was going to get it. And usually with whatever I want, I try not to like impulse buy stuff. I try to let stuff sit on a wish list, and this did kind of sit there for a couple of weeks, but like it was one of the first palettes where I wasn't like thinking, oh, I just need a neutral palette, or I just want some colorful palettes, or hey, these are on sale. This was one that I saw and I wanted because I thought it was cool and beautiful and fun and inspiring. And then also a couple years ago, when I had just gotten this, I was a member of the wedding party of my friend's wedding. It was my first time being in a wedding party, and this was the palette I chose to bring with me and do my makeup with. It's the one I reach for to travel with because it's small, it's got some good variety, it's got a nice big mirror, so it's just, I got good feelings about it. So great. Show a palette that's worth the hype. So that's an easy one here. It is the ABH Jackie Aina palette. I was very lucky. I picked this up when it went on clearance at Nordstrom a couple of months ago as they were kind of phasing it out. Oh my god, my foot's asleep. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So Jackie Aina. This is the color story. So what I love about this is this has a bunch of beautiful shades, a good variety of formula. I don't own any other ABH palettes at this moment. There's not really any that I super want right now. You can do neutral, you can do color. It's got a variety of textures. My favorite shades in here, definitely sponsored. Let's see, can I kind of see it? It's kind of a brownie green duochrome. And this shade Zam. It's like a super flaky, glittery thing. It's not like a pressed glitter, but it's like super flaky and shimmery and beautiful. I do tend to get a little bit of fallout on my face, but it just kind of makes me feel like a fairy when I get that with the shade. I know a lot of people love the shade Trust Issues. I haven't really played around with it that much. I actually feel like I don't have a dupe formula-wise, but in terms of color, in terms of it looking white, but actually being quite yellow, there's actually two shades in the BH ItsMyRayeRaye. Like these two shades that look white, they actually swatch quite, not yellow, gold. They swatch a very strong pale gold. So the formula is not the same. These are more like traditional, dense, smooth shadows. And Trust Issues is a little bit more flaky and works better as a topper. But it's an interesting comparison. Oh, I was going to say about the Jackie Aina. The thing I love about it, like we all know that it was kind of, like the formula was kind of formulated to be able to work on deeper skin tones. And what I have found is if you go in with a light hand, it goes, you know, the colors are very buildable. If I don't want something to be super dark and super saturated, if I want more of a soft blend, I can use a softer brush and a lighter hand and just kind of tap in. Or if I really want to pack something on, I can do both. And I think that's something I wish we were seeing more of in makeup, especially color products. Having formulas that are buildable. You know, no one color, no one formula is going to be one size fits all. But if you make something buildable, then it is more inclusive. It's more inclusive. And that's where I really think that this palette lives up to the hype, is that it's just a great example of when you bring in perspectives different from the dominant one, different than what's common within your own experience or your own company. Great things come out of it, and I look forward to seeing more of it. Great. now a palette that's not worth the hype. This is going to look a little funny. So in this little tin, some of these shades, ooh, that one is falling apart a lot. Let's see if I can show this to you without making a mess. So this yellow down here flaked off of this completely. This is a Shadow. Ignore it. So if you know what this is a depotted NYX Ultimate Brights palette. It's the one that comes in like that chunky black plastic packaging with a clear cover. I don't know how many people I have seen recommend this as a good beginner rainbow palette. I believed them, and I bought it, and I hated it. There are a couple of shades that, in working with them more, I don't really mind them so much. These kind of like rusty pink shades are fine. The yellows and the greens here, they're okay. I'll reach into them because if I'm just trying to play with them, the greens, I don't really have anything as mattes that I don't have any other greens like this, so if I really want to try and play with them, like, I'll reach for them. There was a dark purple and a hot pink that after I depotted them and kind of had to repress them, they had zero pigment, and that's really my gripe with this is it's so gently pigmented that a lot of these colors, they just don't show up. Like, they're not even like good pastels for me. Maybe I got like a bad batch or something expired or something. Like, there's always that possibility. But when I want color, I want color. My other gripe is that the blues, these up here, these kind of teals right here, they look quite a bit different, but they swatch very much the same. They're all just like even like these up here are like, especially like this blue. I had high hopes for this blue, and it looks like exactly the same as this other teal. They both pull very green. So yeah, I see a lot of people recommending it, and I'm just like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I had this in a bag to give away, and then earlier in lockdown times, I got the urge to try and repan stuff. It's not repan. I got the urge to depot stuff, and I pulled that out of that bag of stuff to give away. Excuse me. Because I didn't really care if I damaged it. And as you can see, it was a depotting success. I got rid of that chunky packaging. I put magnets on the back of them, and, you know, until I get better formula dupes for these colors, I'll hang on to it for now. I might use some of them in a Shadow. I did not love that rainbow palette. Summary. Too long, didn't read. All right. Oh, I missed a question. Show your everyday palette. So that it would be two that we've already seen. If I could only keep one, it would be the BH ItsMyRayeRaye palette. You can see I've hit pan in this as just like a nice transition shade. I've hit pan in this, and I wasn't even trying to. The shimmers, I'll have quite a few dips in them. I did put some of this in a Shadow. But like, everything's got some use in it. So I'm doing kind of an unofficial like pan in every palette, where I'm kind of going through palettes and I'm picking like one shade to really focus on, and it's gonna be like a neutral. So I did that in the BH with that brown. I did it in the NYX Grind with the cream shade when I was doing concealer and then setting my lid and then doing eyeshadow. I'm doing my makeup differently now. But what is now my like try to reach for as much as possible palette is the Too Faced Semi Sweet Chocolate Bar. I am focusing on this shade right here. I don't think you can see a little bit. I've got a little bit of a dip going on in there. Again, it's just like it's a very gentle, neutral transition shade. If I'm doing a look that remotely works with that color as a transition, I'll put that down even if I put stuff over it. I find I do that just to, I want to do that just to make sure I'm kind of like rotating through my palettes and not really ignoring them. And I find even if I'm just using the one shade, I open it enough times and I start pulling in other shades, and I just kind of get a little bit more use out of it, and I get more familiar with it. So that's what I got for that. All right, now back to the last couple questions. Video stopped recording. I'm probably out of memory soon. So let's go try again. Favorite from a favorite brand, the Milk Cosmetics Muerte palette. I was fortunate enough to grab this from Beauty Bay before it completely sold out and before the whole last restock mess. It took forever to ship for me because Beauty Bay ships from the UK. I'm glad to own it. If you don't already know, can I not blind you with a mirror? Inside looks like this. And I also just found out that these pans are magnetic. They're a little tricky to get out because this is kind of like cardboardy, but that's cool. So Melt is and is not like a favorite brand that I have. I don't really have like one brand that I'm super diehard for yet. I'm fine with that. But Melt is definitely a brand that I'm checking for. I like their aesthetic. I like their color stories. Yes, some of them are repetitive, but all of them, like every time they come out with something, I have a moment of like, do I want this? Do I want this? I know their formulas are kind of inconsistent, but I love their aesthetic. Their packaging is beautiful. I'm checking for them. I'm rooting for them, but I'm trying to not get swept up into that. Also, what is a favorite to me, like not just the aesthetic, like of course it's beautiful, but the whole story behind the artwork and the aesthetic of this collection really spoke to me. My heritage is Mexican American, so you know, not only was I already a fan of a lot of this art style, but they like acknowledged a sense of like artistic representation and cultural representation that made me feel good. The whole collection was beautiful. I kind of wish I'd gotten some of the brushes, but you know, curated collection. This was the one I really wanted. I might at some point, if it's still around, try to pick up the Vita palette. But there was definitely a moment of like, what's the one I want the most? And it was this. Formula's interesting. The blue stained the shit out of me. But like that teal shimmer, it lasts all fucking day on me. I've got deep set eyes. My crease eats shadows. I use glitter glue. And that lasts all day on me. The reds are cool. I was a little disappointed in this dark blue because it swatches a lot more teal than it looks. And I kind of am on a hunt for some really good saturated blues. So this one, I wish it kind of performed a little bit, at least on me, I wish it kind of performed a little bit more like what it looks in the pan, but it swatches more green toned and much more gray than it looks. I've got lots of other shadows that look and perform a lot differently than they look in the pan. So like, it's not a deal breaker. Something to note. Is she beautiful? Hey, if the lighting or framing or anything looks different, it's my camera cut out because I literally ran out of room. By the time I dumped the footage and came back, they had started the dirt compactor again. I've had lunch. I've had a nap. Alright, let's finish. So the last question is show your most used palette. I'm going to venture that one is yet again ItsMyRayeRaye. It was one of the earliest palettes I got in like my buying makeup and replacing makeup timeline, so it's one of the ones I've had the longest. it being neutral means that I'm often using at least one shade from it. This is my, like, if I could only keep one, this is what I would keep, because you can do a lot with the neutrals in here, and then like these colors here and the variety of the shades give me a lot of room to play with. It's solid. I'm a little sad it's a limited edition because a lot of people like it and a lot of people missed out, but you know. Anyway, so that's the end of the official questions. And then a little honorable mention, because this is my only palette that just didn't fit any of the other questions. This is the Meesha Lou Queen Bee palette. It's a little indie brand out of the UK. She looks like this. There's the inside cover. She's a cool warm tone, grungy, swamp vibes, fall tones. This light green toned gold is one of my favorites. This dark bronze. This is a very flaky gold. Some of the shades in here, like this kind of like shiny taupe, and this, it looks like it's got like a silvery purple shift, but it's more just kind of like a mauvey purple. They look like satins or shimmers, but they really perform like mattes. I use them like mattes. This like white shade, it's got a really nice like pink shift to it. I actually really like this as a highlighter. I think it's like the only shade in here that I don't really know as an eye, to make an eye look. I don't really know how this would fit with the rest of it, but I really like it as a highlight. Cool. This shiny red, she's beautiful, but on me, patted onto a glitter glue on my eyelid, and it doesn't last on me like 2 hours and it's gone. And I know that like I have deep set eyes and my crease just eats shadow, but this is like sad. It's beautiful. So like there's some inconsistency with the formula, but the ones I love, I love. These pans are magnetic, which is really cool. When I ordered this, it was a pre-order, so it took quite a while to get to me. It's also coming from the UK. I went in knowing that, you know, I watched their social media, I watched for updates. At one point after I'd been waiting for a while, I emailed them. I was just like, hey, yo, I know it's a pre-order, but I'm looking around and I just can't find if you've announced an estimate of when the shipments would go out. They responded with what their estimates were. So in ordering this one thing that one time, I haven't had any problems with this brand, but if you were someone who is just kind of getting into indie makeup, we as Americans get very spoiled by like fast shipping and cheap shipping. So I just wanted to bring that up, that like I went in prepared for it to take a long time to get to me, and it arrived fine, and you know my experience was good, but just throwing that out there, that with a lot of small indie brands, things are going to take longer than you expect. You're going to have to pay for shipping. You're going to have to, I don't know, pay for customs and stuff. So just, you know, adjust your expectations accordingly, and let's have fun. Okay, so those are my palettes. Let me know if you like the video. Hit the like button. Do you have any questions about these palettes? You know, have you done this tag? Any other thing you want to say? Yeah, let me know. Let's chat. I hope you have a good day. I hope you learned something cool. Wear a mask. Black Lives Matter. I'll have a link in my description box that lists bail funds across the country. That is an issue that has been relevant before the ongoing protests and is even more important right now. Anyway, all right, that's all. See you next time.